Warning, the Atari Creep YouTube channel is intended for a mature audience. Regardless of the subject matter, this video may contain strong language, simulated violence, and lots of psychological nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. What's up, Creepers? Hey, Geekers, Chris, the Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? Guys, the other day we talked about these RF boxes, and when you absolutely have to use them in certain circumstances, how you connect them to somewhat modern TVs and play your video games. But we discovered in that this the signal on this sent a clear picture, but it was jumping all over the place vertically. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to make that not happen anymore, and hopefully get to play this and do a pseudo review. So this is going to be kind of a tech/review, and you already have the added benefit of being someone from the future, because you know, according to the thumbnail and the title of the video, whether or not we're going to be playing this or reviewing it later on. So, alright, so I did contact my buddy Willie of Arcade USA. I pointed out a few things and said, hey look, I'm suspecting this is what this is for. He confirmed that with a call back to me. Willie, thank you so much, bro. I really do appreciate it. So, I guess simply we're just going to take the thing apart. We're going to look at that thing and I'm going to show you how to adjust it. And if I can adjust it properly, well, guess what? We're going to play it and we're going to do a pseudo review. So we are going to need some tools here. So I'm going to put this aside. But first, what we need to do is remove these knobs. Next, these little silver discs, they are actually not part. They're not part of this thing. So let me get something thin. I could turn the whole thing over. I don't want them flying all over the place. Alright, now that that's done, we're going to turn the unit over. And we have one little thing here. Penny. I usually use a penny. Yeah, just use a penny. And it tells you which way to turn what. If you want to open it, you got to go counterclockwise. And there you go. That's it. Now you can pull that off. So I'll show you a little trick here. Instead of trying to figure out the size of the things that you need to do, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws here, but they're kind of a hex head kind of situation there. More times than not, if you have a screwdriver that has this kind of a connector, those will work on these. So we're going to see if I'm going to be a liar. And there's 5 of these. You know what? One thing I'm noticing right away, or I noticed right away, I should say, is that there's no battery compartment. I guess that's another thing you need to consider when buying something like this. If it has a proprietary style power source, you need to consider that when bringing this home. If you don't have the power source, or you don't have a way of finding one, see if it takes batteries or not. Most of these Pong units do run off of batteries. I guess by this point people were sick and tired of that. I don't know. I don't know what the case is there. So, alright, you can just gently lift the board up. And there you go. That's what 1979 looked like in the tech field. Where we're going to be concerning ourselves with is this flathead screw right here. This is going to be your signal adjustment as far as that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the bottom case. We're going to go into the bedroom and hook it up and be very careful because this is exposed now. You probably should be taking a lot more precautions than I am. You know, just don't touch anything you probably shouldn't touch. And we're just going to simply adjust this slowly back and forth to try to get that signal to be pretty stable. Alright folks, we have a little bit of egg in my face, a little apology I have to forward to you. But actually, you know what, it was kind of probably in your benefit anyway. I thought I hit record. But you know what, when I was playing around with all this stuff that we're going to explain here in just a second, all you were looking at was a jumpy screen. So if you had a tendency for seizures, I guess I kind of saved the day for you. But needless to say, while I experimented, it was not recording. I just had it aimed at the TV anyway. So let me explain what we did here. First thing I noticed is we have a channel selector switch here. You can either put it to channel 3 or channel 4. That's pretty typical for a lot of the gaming consoles of the day. I put it over to channel 4 just for shits and giggles to see if that would work. And I put the TV on channel 4, and the picture was not as jumpy. It was actually pretty clear in that respect, but still very fuzzy, black and white. It would jump here and there. So I put it back to channel 3, and thinking maybe that this switch here was a little dirty, I just kind of wiggled it back and forth enough times and then put it to channel 3 and left it be. I started to adjust this screw as I was originally going to, and all that really did was clean up the screen as far as static was concerned. And I noticed the sound too improved. Now normally when you play with a pong unit like this, that's your speaker. That's the only sound from the game. The TV, you need to turn the volume down unless you don't mind listening to hiss. Nothing comes out of the TV. It all comes from the console itself. So I noticed that this took care of that as well as the physical static or the visual static on the screen. But there are all these little black mini pots all over the place. And if you're not afraid to experiment, it's a matter of just remembering muscle memory how far you adjust something. So I started with the one that I thought was closest, right here. And sure enough, this pot here alone cleaned up the screen the rest of the way for me. So a little of adjustment here, a little bit of adjustment here, and this was a slight adjustment. If you go back to my how to get a good picture from an Atari VCS, there is a couple of pots that you have to like just micro, you know. You gotta be very gentle with it. So, needless to say, and bam. You know what, as far as I'm concerned, something from 1978 or 9, I can't remember exactly. It says it on the bottom. That's picture perfect if you ask me. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna wait for someone to come home so we can actually play it, because that's what's important here. Let's play the damn thing. Enough of this boring tech bullshit. You know, I'm going to continue to cry about the lack of battery support to this damn thing, but you know what, more importantly, what kind of crackhead cocaine bullshit is this? You could turn the sound off? What is Pong without the beep and the boop and the blip and the blam? Fucking idiots. Alright, so we got everything hooked up. Everything looks good. And we were playing it here for a few minutes. And I've discovered something odd, so I don't know if this is user error or if there's something going on inside the machine. I didn't adjust anything but those two pots that I was talking about. So we're just going to leave it right here in the middle antenna. So I got my buddy Anna here.
Hello.
I'm orange, okay? I'm going to be the orange guy. Now, let me score real quick. Oh, first of all, first issue. What's happening here? Nothing. There was no score. When these games start, it starts off with 0-0 on either side, and then it serves the ball. There's no serve button. So when I hit the reset, it does nothing. I have to turn it off, turn it back on, hit the reset. See, okay, now we have the 2 zeros, right? It will serve the ball, and we can play. Okay, let me score here, honey. Okay, so it's 0-1. It'll serve the ball now. Now I'll let you score, okay? Let's volley a few times. Oh no, I'm so stupid!
No, you're not.
It's a joke, you knucklehead. Sarcasm, right? These kids know shit about sarcasm. And if you noticed, she scored, but it doesn't bring up that she now has a point, and it won't serve the ball again. There's no serve button on here. I've tried everything. So let's what were we doing? Were we playing hockey?
No,
Let's try hockey now. Now, first of all, I noticed that the hockey things are low. So there's probably something going on here where those need to be raised a little bit. And okay, Anna, let me score.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Okay, 0-1. It will serve the ball. Now I will get out of the way, and I will let Miss Anna score. So I think things need to be adjusted somehow. Does that in every game. Sometimes it doesn't serve, sometimes it doesn't. Guys, I've had plenty of pawn units in my day, and I know how to use these things, so I don't think this is so much user error. I didn't adjust anything else besides those two visual things inside the machine. And there were a lot of pots, and I'm assuming for factory use, that is to line things up and get them, you know, working together. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find a few videos of what it should look like when you're playing. And I'm pretty sure these things need to be lined up a little bit better, meaning centered upwards. And I can't find a manual online, so if anyone has a 500 manual, could you please scan it and send me a PDF so I can print it out myself? I greatly appreciate that. Anyone who has any tech tips, Willie Arcade USA, buddy, if you're watching this, I hope you are. I'm pretty sure you would be. Get a hold of me again, bud, and let me know what you think. My Atari Pong wasn't this complicated. Neither was my Radio Shack. I had that one that had the little paddle thing and the great big long one. Let's see, what else? I've had a whole bunch of them over the years. And they've all, if they worked, functioned pretty simple. There was a serve button. You played 4 or 5 different games. That was it. But either way, guys, let me know down below what you think of what you saw. I mean, we got it to work, right? We got it to look great. But aside from that, now we need to figure out how to play this goddamn thing. So leave your feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback to the Creep is positive. One thing I do want to say that the little lady here made comment that there is a dark line on this end, not one on this end. And I'm noticing the space here and the space here are different. So there's just some adjustment things that we need to do. I don't know. What, hon?
Infinite.
Infinite.
It's not
She said that the right side is infinite.
Also,
Maybe hold on. Maybe if we leave it like this. Maybe if we leave it like this, I'll get a point in like 3 years. Or you'll get a point in 3 years. But either way, guys, thanks always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget you can donate to the Alzheimer's Association. Link to everything cool like that will be down below. Go ahead and leave us a donation. Or share the link. Either way, it helps out equally as much. And guys, thank you always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you had a great weekend. Until next time, take care, creep it real, and bye-bye.